من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Today is a day to celebrate the important moments that we have with this great institution. As the saying goes, many are called but few are chosen. So you are among those luckiest to be part of the graduates graduating today. So this is a great achievement that we must all applaud. But not only that, as emerging leaders and change makers, we should always be ready enough to serve humanity wherever it is needed. We are the cream of the society. As Chinua Achebe once said, and I quote, "When the young sockers died, it is the new sockers that are expected to replace them." Having said, we are the new sockers of this nation. So responsibility starts with us. And responsibility always starts within one's own self. You have to understand first your self-worth and efficacy. This is what makes you to become a distinct individual. This is what makes you to be a honorable individual. This is what makes you to become an altruistic leader wherever you are serving. But we must never forget that in our quest for perfection, in our quest to make a better living, in our quest to make a better world, we must all be ready to selflessly serve humanity. Because we are humans. Without humanity, we wouldn't have been gone this far. So the training manual have entailed a lot, ranging from leadership to all other dimensions that you have acquired through the past 2 weeks training. So we expect all of us to become an agent of change, to serve our country with diligence and honor, and selflessly be ready to fight for what we stand for. So on that,
I welcome you all to the graduation of the first cohort training of Yil-Network Gambia chapter. I will start by saying, youth of the Gambia, friends of the Gambia, we welcome you all to this auspicious gathering of Yil-Network Gambia chapter. My name is Suleiman Fati. On behalf of my fellow participants and my executives, we assure you that we will use those skills and knowledge learned from the Yil-Network in sharing with our fellow Gambians youths by building their capacities, enhance their understanding, and making informed choices and decisions by making a positive impact in our communities, also contributing our quota in national development, as well as contributing an attainment of Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs). In the course of my presidency, I will take this responsibility by inspiring youth to take action and ownership by empowering them in building their capacities to be self-reliant, self-dependent, and most importantly, to be self-employed. By changing their living standard and prepare them to the job markets in the global space. This is to meet the Sustainable Development Goal SDG 8, which is decent work and economic growth that aims at promoting inclusion and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent job for all.
Yil-Network Gambia and the participants, I am really delighted to see your faces here. I think this is the first time I am meeting some of you, and then I have met most of you before this training. So I would say this is the most beautiful moment for us, having an online training, not seeing the participants. At the end of the day, we just have the opportunity to come and see all of them with the interaction that we had in the WhatsApp group. It's really an amazing moment.
Last time, but get them a song, so when you know what, boy, I'm not going to do it. Boy, so when more than Papa. And nobody will push, push, Ghana, and why, never Ghana, you dinner pass, I mean, about dinner pass. And I didn't know some of you will did it, the grand so finding the Manicason and yeah. Well, man, the money can the mobile account and seeing that. Really get this online. Because I'm not young, they got online, TikTok. I think I know me. TikTok. They waste time. In other side. In other side, you do this. Understand? Come on, small job media, why you never see media comes to play, why most of the money never see crew member. Small media, Mr. Sotman, Baka so the man soon brothers in there come they are loose hope. Lisa, when you're not going to see the report, you're not going to see so I'm telling you, don't now to be there from the Bundelisa. Dana, don't now, but don't play to this millennium, the time increasing more than two brothers. I don't because more brothers, more revenue, and there's more. Moving the pen to it. Well, Mr. Man, just clap for you. Yeah. What a child, boy. New officer. And
all right. Thank you very much for the invitees and also members of the high table here. Some are present, but some are not also present. But I wanted to say acknowledge your presence, those of you that came and witnessed this unwavering program. I am so happy to see you. But once again, can we please clap for the graduates? Can we also please clap for our judges? Can we also clap for yourself? Did I deserve a clap? Thank you. Okay, you know the youth, they used to complain that there is no what? Employment for them. That is why some take themselves, go to where? Back home. But now, as this man mentioned, there was a verse that he called that. By who? They say if the youth are slumbering. Can you come again, please?
Any nation whose youth are in constant slumber can never progress.
Can never progress. So now, I wanted to remove myself from that slumbering now. Now I employ myself now. Now I'm a police officer now. You see my badge? Ufam Bondi. Can you please clap for me? I have my own station at Sukuta. They say police officer for them, what do they do? What is their functions? They say to protect what? Life and property. But for me, I'm not protecting life and property. I am protecting Nyash. I am protecting Nyash. We are in the world of what? Nyash 2024. Nyash analyzer. I'm the commander, sir. Thank you very much. You see, the last time during the first month, we're having over this imam in the box now. This imam is very, very what corrupt. I'm sorry for using the word corrupt, but I must say the truth. If you don't say something which is right, if you don't tell someone his problem or our problem, we never understand his or our problem. But I'm saying this one now. The imam, anytime when it is time for us to what? Break our fast. the Imam will always look me in a certain kind of eyes that I don't even like. If we're eating, he'll be watching you. Do you fast today? I say fast. You're not even look like someone who fasts. You're so active. I say, no problem, sir, but I fast. We are eating porridge now. The porridge on top is too hot. Sorry, the under is too hot. So, me also, I wanted to eat fast food because the kind of spoon that I'm seeing, I'm having only small spoon. But this Imam with their big gowns, all of them are having big spoons. Me also, when I took under, I was eating fast food. But I didn't realize that the porridge was hot. The thing burned me now. When it burned me, I started removing tears now. I'm crying while eating. And they asked me, they said, MS, what's the problem? I said, I remember my grandfather. I remember him. And the Imam said, hey, he said, sorry, you people don't used to keep fast here. You don't realize that is the hotness of what the porridge now. He also just put his hand on the spoon on and also took it and ate. I started seeing tears coming from what? The Imam. He's crying. The Imam is running out of tears. I asked Imam, what happened, Imam? He said, Bilal, what is that? I'm telling you, it's never easy sometimes. It's never easy. I have a wonderful comedy that I wanted to make.
Working very hard to secure a land in the rural areas. Human rights as well is something that the institution is very focusing on, and all chapters around the world to join the international organizations around the world to ensure that we promote human rights and justice, advocate for human rights and justice. This is a thing that every year the Gambia chapter, like the institution, will always celebrate every year. And this is also another thematic area of ours. Capacity building and civic education, which we are here today for. This is also another thematic area. Women, youth, and economic empowerment is also another thematic area in which the institution is very much keen in making sure that we are always focusing on this area. We also focus on child protection because children, we believe, are emerging leaders. I said it here in my previous speaking. I said at Yil-Network, we don't believe that these children are future leaders because we believe they are change makers, so they are emerging leaders. We believe that they are emerging leaders because some of these children, they have a younger brother, so they are leading that younger brother. They have a younger sister and they are leading that younger sister. So therefore, we believe at Yil-Network, they are emerging leaders. So in that regard, we believe that those children, where their rights, they should be protected at all times because these kids are talented. We believe that they got a talent and they can do it. So the only thing that we can do to get this talent from these young children is to protect them at all times. This is why as a chapter, we focus on that area as well. Since the establishment of the organization, we had the privilege of partnering with almost 10 national and international organizations and international representative organizations to deliver in all of these areas. You know, we have already, the institution have already partnered with so many other institutions around the world to also to help us partner with them in order to meet these thematic areas and to function as it is. Because we as an institution, we believe that we are promoters of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and the Africa Agenda 2063. So therefore, we can only get to this, we cannot get to this alone, but we can only do this with the help of the people, with the help of organizations, government and NGOs, which is why we deem it necessary to partner with international and national organizations. And in the Gambia, as a chapter, we are slowly also getting there. And that is why we call on all of you here to help and partner with the chapter so that we can achieve these thematic areas, because we can all bear with me, they are key important areas. And for that, we call on all of you to help us attain these thematic areas of ours. Yil-Network Growth Accelerator Training Program is a sustainable and efficient learning program with the aim to impact and improve the knowledge of young people, capacity building into soft skills, leadership, technology, business, and personal development. In the educational sector, the training brings together experts, dignitaries, university students, colleges, graduates for future job opportunities, guided by the theory of what? Positive change. This is what we do in terms of the educational sector. We believe that, the people that we bring, that is why your facilitators, if you look at the facilitators that we have, these are young people who are also Gambians, very vibrant in what they do. I think they have performed their areas to expectations. They have given you the lessons to the best of what they can do. So in that regard, this is what we believe as a chapter. We believe that we need people who have this expertise in them, who have the universal knowledge in them, to be able to mold and prepare the leaders that we are having in the future, so that those emerging leaders can become successful and become the change makers in our respective societies. And this is what Yil-Network we believe in. Our mission is to address the present challenges of marginalized people by poverty and empowering them for equal rights, providing holistic support and opportunity through sustainable programs to effect the change. We cannot do this by ourselves, so we believe that the only way we can be able to attain this as an institution, our mission is to address the present challenges of marginalized societies. You see, most of these schools and other stuff that we are seeing young people taking today, you see, sometimes it's very sad, though most of them are taken by virtue of ignorance. Even if not for the cause, the drug alone is something that a very committed and determined young man will not even think of taking them, because they know very well that it's not good for their health. But let's take the Bagwe syndrome, for instance. Why would everybody, all the young people, want to live and die in this horrible ozone? This is as a result of the belief that they have, as the young man stated here, that they cannot make it in the Gambia. But that is just an idea that we at Youth International Leadership Institute we discourage. We believe that one can make it here in the Gambia. We believe that the only way you can also do it here in the Gambia is when you are passionate to what you are doing, committed to what you are doing as a young man. You understand? I take most of you as examples here. We are all in one way or the other successful. It depends on the type of success you want. You understand? But all of us here, as young people, we have one or two things that we are able to do or contribute towards the national development of this country. So in order to achieve all these successes, the young people out there must be informed the truth. They must be told the truth. That it's only through determination, hard work, that they can succeed. They cannot succeed by virtue of the drugs that they are taking or just relying on the back ways. Our vision is to envision a society where everyone, youth, women, children, disabled, are enjoying equal rights and opportunities. We said Yil-Network is to influence and bring about change, analysis of power relationship, context of knowledge and strategic partnership, and motto is raising global leaders and leading potential youth for sustainable future. Yil-Network core values believe in what? Impact. We will provide you the knowledge to learn something new and impactful. When we say to impact, we mean to provide you with a knowledge that will be impactful in what you do. We also provide you knowledge of excellence. We will continuously strive for excellence and quality in all our endeavors by being proactive, innovative, and responsive. Integrity. We will steadily and faithfully adhere to our code of moral values. Responsibility. We will be accountable and responsible for all our actions and inactions. Services. We will work to provide extraordinary services to each other, communities, and countries. Respect. We will uphold unity through respect, solidarity, and teamwork for the growth and prosperity of our society. So Youth International Leadership Institute is not just an institution that exists on the air. Though in the Gambia, we are yet to have our physical office. But But be rest assured that as a chapter, we are also relentlessly working. As an institution, we are doing great, and you can see we are progressing. We are preparing for our Cohort 11. Do not stop here. If you look at the course outline in the Cohort 11 program, go take it. It's a very important proceeding that you can take. The Cohort 11, you can see the courses there. I will encourage you all to register and get involved in the training. This one that we are doing is organized by the chapter, but the main institution is organizing its own, and they are doing very well. Go through the course outline and you will surely be fascinated of what you will see, and register to take part in that training also, because I'm sure once you join and see, you will surely know why we are here today as a chapter. On that regard, I thank you all for your time, and also want to appreciate your coming, and also welcome the honorable members here on the high table. I thank you all.
Chair, welcome Exeter Alasanjai.
Yes.
Yes, I remember. I worked on the books. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Of course, I want to recognize our dear friend and uncle and all the membership of the International Youth Leadership Institute, right?
Yes.
The Gambia. Youth International Leadership Institute, Yil-Network, the Gambia. Of course, graduates and all those present here, I stand on existing protocols. I recognize each and every one of you. It's an honor to join you here, this very important graduation ceremony. And my topic, of course, is the importance of climate change mitigation towards national development. My statement reads as follows. Allow me to stand on existing protocols to express my deepest gratitude and honor for being invited to this prestigious occasion and given the opportunity to address you all. First and foremost, I wish to extend my heartfelt congratulations to all the graduates. Your hard work, dedication, and perseverance have brought you to these significant milestones. Today marks the beginning of a new chapter in your lives, one filled with potential and promise. I urge you to leverage the skills and knowledge you have acquired to not only seek employment, but also to create opportunities and become employers yourself. I also want to express my gratitude to the Youth International Leadership Institute Network, the Gambia chapter, for inviting me to speak on this important day. Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the topic of my address today is the importance of climate change mitigation towards national development. This topic is critically relevant given the profound impact of climate change on our environment, economies, and the livelihoods of our people. The climate crisis persists, with the global community often failing to commit fully to the necessary actions for its reversal. The decade from 2010 to 2019 was the warmest ever recorded, marked by devastating wildfires, hurricanes, droughts, floods, and other climate disasters across the globe. Climate change affects every nation, disrupting economies and endangering lives, particularly those of the most vulnerable. Shift in weather patterns, rising sea levels, and increasingly extreme weather events are already impacting millions of people annually. If you do not take decisive action, average global temperatures could rise beyond 3 degrees centigrade, with catastrophic consequences for all ecosystems. We are already witnessing how climate change intensifies natural disasters and threatens food and water security, potentially leading to conflict. The cost of inaction far outweighs the investment needed for immediate and sustained efforts. Invited guests, graduates, mitigating climate change is a complex challenge, particularly due to the global economy's dependence on fossil fuel and the significant barriers to transitioning to sustainable energy sources. Overcoming these obstacles requires unprecedented international cooperation and commitment. Distinguished graduates and invited guests, to effectively address climate change, we must significantly increase our efforts. While there have been notable investment in renewable energy worldwide, much more remains to be done. We must act swiftly to transform our energy, industry, transport, food, agriculture, and forestry system, aiming to limit global temperature rise to well below 2 degrees centigrade and preferably to 1.5. The adaptation of the Paris Agreement in December 2015 marked a pivotal first step, with countries worldwide committing to climate action. Businesses and investors are also recognizing the economic and ethical imperative of reducing emissions. Global climate-related financial flows have increased, driven by private investment in renewable energy. However, investment in fossil fuels still surpasses that in climate activities. Achieving a low-carbon, climate-resilient transition requires significantly greater annual investment. In 2019, many developing countries advanced their efforts to enhancing climate adaptation and resilience. However, high-income countries, having historically contributed most to the climate crisis, must lead in advancing in reducing emissions and supporting vulnerable nations in their transition. Despite being the least responsible for greenhouse gas emissions, developing countries are the most vulnerable and must incorporate climate change considerations into their budgets. Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, graduates, emerging economies have shown that robust economic growth can be achieved with clean, sustainable energy sources by integrating renewable energy technologies such as solar, wind, and geothermal power. These economies can reduce emissions, enhance energy security, and create new economic opportunities and jobs. Climate change mitigation is crucial for national development in the 21st century. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions and adapting to climate impacts are essential for sustainable national development. Graduates, mitigation efforts are vital for protecting our ecosystem, biodiversity, and natural resources. They ensure the availability of clean air, water, and food for current and future generations. Furthermore, addressing climate change reduces economic disruption and builds a more resilient economy. Climate change disproportionately affects vulnerable populations, including low-income communities and marginalized groups. Mitigation efforts can help reduce these inequalities, ensuring that all members of society have access to the resources and opportunities needed to adapt. Under the dynamic leadership of His Excellency President Adama Barrow, the Gambia has demonstrated strong ambitions in combating climate change, notably with the submission of its second nationally determined contribution, NDC2, in 2021, which is compatible with the 1.5 degree centigrade targets. The Gambia's significant potential for solar energy is exemplified by the inauguration of a 10.5 megawatt solar plant in Jammu, which will mitigate climate change and improve energy access and security. Additionally, deforestation efforts by the Ministry of Forestry and Environment have led to extensive tree planting and forest protection, contributing to biodiversity, conservation, and sustainable livelihoods. So essentially, as I conclude, I would like to reiterate and strongly emphasize that every one of us has a role to play in climate change mitigation. Individuals, governments, and the private sector must collaborate to adopt sustainable practices, implement regulations, provide incentives, and drive innovations. Graduates, climate change mitigation is not just an environmental issue. It is a fundamental component of national development by prioritizing efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, promote renewable energy sources, and enhance climate resilience. We can build a more sustainable, prosperous, and equitable future for all. I thank you.
Thanking those that are the reason being we're here, and that is the participants who are today graduating. My deliberation is based on how the training was unfolding, some of the modalities. We realize that there are many that have registered to this training, but today only few were able to graduate. Because it is an institution with difference, it has criteria and it has also requirements that we look into. Registering is one of it, but also being responsive is very important, since we are nurturing leaders and we are the pillars of the society, and we are to show examples at all costs. So for that being the case, there are a lot of topics and time would not allow us to mention all these courses that were dealt with, but few of them would be mentioned. So I would apologize if there is any of the facilitators that is with us and his course is not mentioned. But we had various courses that were dealt with online, ranging from leadership development, public speaking, time management, entrepreneurship, social media branding, climate change, mental health, peace and conflict resolution, and many more.
Assalamu alaikum. Are you hungry? You're hungry? Okay, the food will be here. They are Parato right now, so they will be here soon. Just give us a few minutes, okay? So, and we also apologize for the lateness. Yeah, it should be here earlier, but we weren't too many. That's why. But it's going to be avoided next time, inshallah. So please accept our apology. Okay. The guest speakers, that's Honorable Bakari Baji, our able facilitators of the Yil-Network Gambia chapter, Cohort 1 training, Country Director, my able Vice President, executive members of the network present here, graduates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. My name is Jabusi Sawa, a student of the University of the Gambia, and also the president of the Yil-Network Gambia chapter. Before going further, I would like to congratulate our hardworking, determined, dedicated, and committed graduates for coming this far in their various disciplines. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, graduates, I would like to give a brief overview of the Yil-Network Gambia chapter, our mission and vision statements, and our achievements alongside our challenges as a chapter. To start with, the Youth International Leadership Network Gambia chapter is a group comprising diverse young people from the Gambia and its surroundings. The body is a non-political group established to cope the issues surrounding youth development, patriotism, and nationalism. Amongst its primary aims, bringing together members of diverse communities under one pedestal for the sole motive of enhancing a peaceful coexistence among youths of the Gambia. A catalyst for national economic development and peace in the Gambia. The Gambia chapter was established around November 2022, and it was finally registered at the AG Chambers in February 2023. Coming to our mission, that is the mission of the Yil-Network Gambia chapter. Our mission is to address the present challenges of marginalized equal rights, proving holistic and support opportunities through sustainable programs to effect change. Now to our vision statement. The vision of the network is to envision a society where everyone, including the youth, women, children, disabled, and persons with disabilities, enjoy equal rights and opportunities, irrespective of the individual's orientation. An environment where everyone feels protected to connect, impact, and inspire. Coming to our achievements, ladies and gentlemen. We registered the association at the AD Chambers in January 2023. And from that date to now, we've conducted various activities. Our biggest achievement as an association was to conduct a tree planting exercise in West Coast region communities of Rumba, Kanyaka, Mahmuda, etc. About 300 trees were planted, and that was a great achievement for us, as it's a way of contributing towards the global deforestation efforts and reducing the impact of climate change. We've also commemorated various international days, amongst which we have the International Women's Day, the International Human Rights Day, at a radio program at the Bologna FM. The Yil-Network Gambia chapter has also organized graduation ceremonies for Gambians who completed the Yil-Network program at the main chapter training, from Cohort 2 to Cohort 9. We've also attended various events based on invitations from various organizations within the country. The Yil-Network Gambia chapter conducted a team seminar about 3 months ago, where students from 5 schools within the West Coast region competed in drama, public speaking, quiz, and debate competition, which is a great initiative as well, because it's serving as a learning point for the participants. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are here to commemorate our first ever Cohort 1 graduation. Can you please clap for yourselves? We also have challenges as well. As we all know, challenges are what makes life interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. So coming to our challenges, with all the achievements achieved over the years, we have faced numerous challenges. Our main challenge as an organization is with finances, that is the financial challenge. We struggle so hard in order to implement activities because we are yet to have much partnership from institutions as well as organizations. We will always dip into our pockets just to be able to implement many activities. This is why we are unable to, we have so many activities in mind. We have so many plans that we want to conduct activities in communities. But due to this financial challenge, we are unable to do it. So this is something we find challenging, and we are hoping that we will overcome it in due time. In conclusion, dear graduates, enjoy what you do. Take pleasure and satisfaction in what you achieve. This is the key to a happy life. Whatever your next steps, I invite you to see your studies here as part of a lifetime of learning. Dear graduates, distinguished guests, we will endeavor to uplift dormant talents among the youth, especially unemployed. On behalf of the Gambia chapter, I congratulate you all for this tremendous achievement. Thank you.
Thank you, moderator. Good afternoon to the participants. Her Excellency, the country director, facilitators, Secretary General and Deputy Secretary General, and the colleague that I came with, Mr. Sanya. I am indeed impressed to be invited as a guest speaker to this occasion. Even said you could have invited better people than I, but you choose to invite me. That is indeed appreciated. And I sincerely apologize for coming late because I was also attending Teachers Gala. The time they promised, they little bit deviated from the time. That is why I came late, so I sincerely apologize for that. Youth leadership. I am happy with this yearly training, and the one who came up with it is definitely a good idea. But is leadership in training? It's a question. Are leaders trained to be leaders? It's another question. How do we normally get leaders? If I look around the hall, I can see my schoolmates, and we knew one another, like Aladi Dabo and others, among the participants as well. But who are leaders? I am given a topic, and I intend not to deviate from the topic, but I intend to do justice to you as well. As much as I do justice to the topic, I also need to do justice to you people as well, which is important for me. It was Mohammed Jamal Sisi. Most of you may not know him. He is the guy who inspired me into leadership. Leadership is about inspiration, and leadership is about motivation. Leadership is about honesty, and leadership is about sincerity. Leadership is about caring for the people who are under you. Leadership is about sacrifice. If you are not ready to sacrifice, then you will not be a leader. If you are not sincere, you may lead, but your reign in leadership will not last long. If you are not honest, you will definitely, you will not be classified as a good leader. And if you are not sincere, you will go nowhere as a leader. Leadership is not about complaining. Leadership is about coming up with solutions. As much as you complain, think about the opportunities that are there for you. How many opportunities are there? If you have 10 complaints, then know and understand them. There are 100 opportunities that are there for you. It is because you fail to think, that's why you could not come up with solution. I always say, under pressure ideas emerge. And most of us are relaxing. That is why we could not come up with solutions. As much as you force yourself to think, automatically you will have solutions to the problem. You will have the solution to the challenges that you are facing. And only under pressure ideas emerge. If you are at ease, you will not have solutions to your problem. And if you are at ease, you will not also not be forced to think. So as leaders, who are we? I told the students most of the time that you become a degree holder, no doubt. You will become a master's degree holder, no doubt. But you will still become a servant. You will still become a servant. Because no matter what we do, we wait for people to employ us. And once the people are employing us, what are we? We are servants. If you are a teacher, you will become a servant. If you are a nurse, you will become a servant. If you are a soldier, a security officer, you will become a servant. So no matter the document, no matter the qualification, no matter the degrees that you possess, you are still a servant. Does it make any difference? Because you will not be rich. But it takes greater sacrifice, because the leaders are the people that are very bold. The ordinary people will never take greater risks. But the leaders will want to go for greater risks. The greater the risk, the greater the success. The greater the risk, the greater the success. You will say, I will not be employed by anybody. I have the knowledge that is required to sustain myself. And I have the knowledge to involve into business. I have the knowledge to involve into family. I have the knowledge to involve into entrepreneurship. That I am going to take up the challenge and I am going to involve into it. And the outcome, I'll be responsible for it. If I succeed, then I'll employ 1,000 people or employ more people. If I fail, I'll fail on my own. Those are the thinking of the leaders. That is how leaders think. If you are not ready to take risks, then you will not be successful. The day I applied for my leave of absence as a teacher, I felt it. But prior to that, why was I that bold enough to apply for leave of absence and go into politics? Because constantly my salary has been stopped as a teacher. Constantly it has been stopped. So I am used to salaries to pay. I understand that with salaries or without salaries, I am still alive and I will still be alive. I understand that I went from grade 1 to 12 without salaries. The coming and going of money does not determine my success. I said to myself, then now I have to apply for leave of absence. And if I lose elections, if in the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education they refuse to enroll me, then I can still become a fisherman. And proudly I normally tell people that I am a part fisherman. And so I did, I applied for the leave of absence. Clap for me. And so I did. I applied for the leave of absence. The day I was leaving the ministry, although it was a challenge also applying for leave of absence, when it was approved, you have to apply for leave of absence, 1 year leave of absence. As I was leaving the ministry, many things came to mind. What about if I am not chosen for the tax? If I am not elected, what will become of me? But then I have to leave 1 to get 1. Or I have to leave 1 to get 2. I said, I must go for what I want. I said to myself, I am not taking the risk that J.J. Rollins took. I am not taking the risk that Thomas Sankara took. I am taking a risk which, if I fail, I'll still be alive. Thomas Sankara, the risk he took, if he had failed, it means death. J.J. Rollins, the risk he took, if he failed, is death. Mohammed Al-Qadr Gaddafi, the risk he took, if he fails, is death. And I am not taking that risk. So I must be bold enough to take this little risk. Now, for instance, if Thomas Sankara, if J.J. Rollins, if Al-Qadr Gaddafi, if they were to ask their mothers, oh mother, I want to involve into a coup d'etat, I want to launch a coup d'etat, what will have been the advice? The mother will say, if I have given back to you, if sincerely you respect me, then leave this issue. It's a no-go area for you. It's a sincere advice. It's a good advice. But then it's to not be adhered to. The young, your destiny lies in your hands. Your destiny lies in your hand. If you are that confident, if you are not bold enough, you will succeed in life. The world only caters for those that are brave. The world don't cater for the coward. I thank you for your kindness.
I have always longed for. As I watch the boat roll as the river flows on the rocks of its shores. Oh my dear life, you belong to a body with no rights, a soul with no spirit and a heart with no definite ambition. My whole life is filled with frustration, isolation, discrimination and depression, but yet I built my life upon determination. The transgression that knocks me down, the loneliness that weakens my soul, the redemption that keeps me strong, but to that family which treats me wrong. I am an orphan with living parents. My rights are violated like an object on sale. As to him who has the much money, takes the full custody of my body. All these sad realities sometimes get me thinking. Don't people have feelings anymore? Don't they have remorse for the helpless? And why are we considered useless like objects that are lifeless? That love that conquers my heart, that fear that fills my soul, that voice that whispers to my ears, the family I always wanted but never had. Instead of being cared for by my family, I'm cherished by strangers. Instead of loving me, they despise me. Instead of defending me, they are fighting me. Too many questions, my heart can find the answers. I am restless. My enemies are ruthless. My pain seems endless. My precious youth is fading, and thus I feel my life is worthless just because they have all turned merciless. Their hearts are at a boiling point. Their numbers cannot be determined through a census, and when they look into my eyes, my heart pounds the name of Jesus. This thing really gets me thinking. They pretend to be friends, but they are all fakers. I thought they were like a loser, but something deep down that little heart seemed to say, you are a conqueror. Indeed, this life would have been beautiful. We're trying hard to make it blissful and peaceful, but to me, it is really doubtful. My life is stressful, painful, detestable, and fearful. Oh, pardon me, I can't find enough words to describe this scuffle. Despite the hatred, pain, rejection, and violation, if I say so, believe me, there are still people who love you, people who care for you, those that will support you, those that will lead you when you're blind, correct you when you're wrong, and console you during your hard times. Believe me, even I, the most unlucky, have those kind of friends. As for my family has become the butchers of my happiness. They drench my body with sorrow and dip me in an ocean of confusion and destruction. But yet I try to redeem my soul from all these condemnations. Mansuma harit yu baax yi ñu may xeexal di ma wéttali te di ma reetaanal ñi may def loolu baax te di ma bàyyi loolu bon, those few friends that lift you up when you fall. My whole life was filled with sadness, but my dear friends changed it to happiness. They changed my rejection to acceptance, my confession to correction, and encouraged me for the redemption of my happiness. This is what I call friends. My enemies are venomous. Their predicaments are enormous. His boss is treacherous. Our loved ones are poisonous. Their hearts are promiscuous and our lives are dangerous. But all we need is a hand to help, a wall to lean on, and a reason to smile. Be with those who love us and value us in order to free our societies from Dimbaya Joya. Thank you.